Welcome to this deep dive. Today we are exploring an incredibly ambitious and, I have to say, profoundly forward-looking initiative known simply as DocuPlay.
It really is.
And this project, it's not just some small update to existing systems, it's a foundational overhaul. It's aiming to completely revolutionize education, industry, and, well, social development across the core Anglosphere nations.
Yeah.
We're talking the USA, the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. It truly presents a compelling blueprint for the future of, how we learn and how we lead economically.
Indeed. What we are analyzing today is it's a highly detailed blueprint for a completely integrated techno-educational ecosystem.
Techno-educational, I like that.
Exactly. DocuPlay is positioning itself as this massive positive force designed to, well, to finally bridge that gap between academic output and what industry actually needs.
Right.
Our specific mission today is to really break down the core components of this visionary framework for you. We'll look at its revolutionary educational structure, its sophisticated technological engine, and its strategic plans for industry. And through that, we'll see exactly why its founders believe it is perfectly positioned to establish global leadership in what they're calling Industry 4.2.
And it's so evident that this vision goes way beyond just another online learning platform. It's a model for universal, high-quality, lifelong learning. And the key is that it's tied directly, inextricably to economic productivity and creating intellectual property. The sheer scale and the synergy of it all are what really captivate me. We're looking at a single solution designed to create a global, self-improving knowledge network. Think about that. Instantly accessible and universally applicable.
And that's the core idea. It's about leveraging technology, especially advanced AI, not just to, send information back and forth, but to actively drive continuous innovation.
Okay, so the central ambition is clear then.
It is. It's to democratize high-quality, certifiable education and make it the primary engine for sustained wealth creation and global competitive advantage.
And we're going to show you how DocuPlay plans to do this.
We are. Through comprehensive integration, from personalized AI tutoring right up to managing these vast cross-border industrial projects, this system is designed for you, the ambitious learner or professional, to stay at the absolute peak of your relevance in a rapidly shifting economic landscape.
Okay, let's unpack this incredible strategy for you, focusing on the potential and the inherent innovation embedded in every single facet of DocuPlay. So the foundation of DocuPlay, it all rests as creating this revolutionary educational system. It's designed to provide universal, high-quality, lifelong learning. The core mission is, it's straightforward, but its implication is massive. Make all essential knowledge available to all people, and to do it through a highly collaborative, standards-based model that systematically integrates the best of, everything, the digital world, academia, and applied industry.
And this is where the sheer scope of the ambition really shows itself. And it's where the project defines its unique, structurally sound methodology. DocuPlay uses what they call a tripartite, or you could say a three-pronged educational approach.
Tripartite, okay.
This model is meticulously designed. The goal is to ensure maximum efficacy, to maintain quality control, and this is crucial, to guarantee real-world reliability through mandatory practical application.
So it's a hybrid model.
It is. It's a hybrid model specifically engineered to finally eliminate that perennial gap between theory and practice.
And this tripartite structure, it sounds like it's central to the whole concept of comprehensive, verifiable learning. Can you break down those three essential prongs for us?
Certainly. First, you have the digital online facet. This is the core DocuPlay platform itself.
The website, the app.
Exactly. It functions as the multifunctional content delivery system, and it harnesses sophisticated generative AIs for personalized content curation, for real-time translation, accessibility. This is the global, constantly updated knowledge bank.
Okay, that's prong one, the digital core.
Then second, there's the theoretical presential facet. This part is delivered through accredited educentros.
So actual physical places.
Yes, this represents the traditional in-person theoretical instruction, and it is absolutely vital for foundational learning, for human guidance, for mentorship, the kind of critical thinking and deep analysis that is best fostered in a collaborative physical environment with expert tutors.
That human element is still key.
It's non-negotiable in their model. And then third, the real game changer, the practical experimental facet. This is implemented directly through partner companies.
Wow.
This component ensures hands-on productive learning tied directly to industrial processes, to real-time problem solving, and to certified real-world skill development.
So it's a profound commitment that learning cannot just be abstract. It has to be grounded in immediate, measurable industrial or professional application.
Precisely. The goal is holistic education that simultaneously boosts academic quality and practical reliability. And what's more, the system is designed to cater to all four traditional educational levels: primary, secondary, vocational training, and tertiary, university.
All four, so from a child to a PhD candidate.
Everyone. For the lower foundational levels, that's levels 1 and 2, the application is what they call bifacial, so digital plus theoretical.
Makes sense.
But for the advanced higher levels, vocational and tertiary, levels 3 and 4, the full tripartite model is mandatory. That directly connects students to practical experience in partner companies and these amazing virtual labs we'll talk about.
And the commitment to lifelong learning is structurally built right in, which is so crucial today. It sounds like DocuPlay is designed to keep professionals current, not just for the first 5 years of a career, but for the entire thing.
It's absolutely essential in Industry 4.2. A core objective is teaching students how to learn for themselves.
The most important skill of all.
I would agree. And this critical skill is developed through mandatory independent research, rigorous content selection, and intense use of the proactive functionalities of both Gen AI and Agent AI. This ensures continuous professional and personal updating, which is vital for any professional in a field where knowledge can become obsolete in, well, months, not years.
Okay, let's talk about the content.
Hmm.
How does DocuPlay ensure quality control? If you're pulling information from the web, how do you manage that signal-to-noise ratio and guarantee this is high-quality knowledge, not just, internet junk?
A huge question. And the answer is that content curation is a massive, continuous, and systematic process. It's managed largely by AI agents, but also by peer review. DocuPlay updates its entire content base from the global web, the cloud, but, and this is the key, it strictly leverages reliable, commercially permitted sources.
Such as?
Well, they specifically prioritize established institutional and governmental sources. They cite examples like USA.gov, Europa.eu, and very notably, Wikipedia, which serves as a highly structured, constantly peer-reviewed knowledge base.
That's smart.
It is. Furthermore, the system has a critical legal and functional distinction for all content. There are downloadable files. These are things in the public domain or expressly licensed for commercial use. They get fully copied into the platform's proprietary directories.
Okay.
But then you have linkable files. These are materials with reserved copyrights. In these cases, the platform only provides a secure link to the content where it exists on the cloud, and it includes clear user warnings not to download the material.
So it respects intellectual property.
Completely. This distinction is vital. It respects IP while maximizing broad legal access to all the necessary knowledge.
That structural and legal approach is incredibly smart. It ensures broad content coverage while staying compliant and assuring quality. Now, let's talk about the pedagogical philosophy, the teaching method. We heard about the T model. What exactly does that innovative model entail?
The T model is DocuPlay's comprehensive mechanism for ensuring holistic, integrated education. It's an analogy for how knowledge must be structured and taught. I want you to explicitly think of the shape of the letter T.
Okay, I've got it. A vertical line and a horizontal one on top.
Exactly. The vertical bar represents traditional, deep, theoretical study. This is the essential content dealing with the intrinsic, objective properties of a subject, the analytical, in-depth work.
Give me an example.
Okay, so if you are studying advanced material science, the vertical bar is the deep physics and chemistry of a new composite material. The hard science.
Got it. Deep expertise.
Right. The horizontal bar, however, is the complementary, transversal, and interdisciplinary learning component. This broadens the student's perspective, connecting that deep knowledge, the vertical bar, across all sorts of other fields. It uses non-textual content, real-time statistics, company data, economic regulations, experimentation. DocuPlay calls this transversal component the metaverse by the principle of reality, or MPR.
Metaverse by the principle of reality. That is a very specific term. It needs some grounding. How does that horizontal bar, the MPR, actually work in practice?
It grounds the theoretical deep dive in immediate real-world context and application. So let's stick with our material science example. The vertical study is the physics of the material.
Right.
The horizontal study, the MPR, is asking, what are the current global market prices for its components? What are the environmental regulations in Canada governing its disposal? How is it being applied right now by a partner company in Australia, which you can see through a virtual lab simulation?
Wow.
It bridges that gap between intrinsic academic knowledge and the extrinsic socioeconomic reality, making the learning instantly relevant and applicable.
That integration is powerful, and the actual learning process itself is highly structured. I read about a mandatory 5-phase tutorial process for every single course. It sounds like a structured path designed explicitly to guarantee highly employable, certified graduates.
It is entirely structured for outcome and certifiability.
Yeah.
Every single phase generates data points that contribute to the student's final global ranking. Let's just detail those phases because they really underpin the student's entire competency journey.
Please do.
Phase 1 is the study of the content sector. This is the foundational stage. The student builds their personalized knowledge base, and they're heavily aided by Gen AI agents to search the web for the most reliable files, select those verified institutional sources we talked about, and then deposit those files into their personal course blog and study them in depth.
So the Gen AI is like a hyper-intelligent research assistant.
Exactly. Helping them efficiently build a massive, comprehensive, and verified knowledge base tailored to the course requirements.
Okay, so it moves from intensive individual learning to what? Collective contribution.
Precisely. Phase 2 is collaboration in the course. Students take their best content summaries, their analyses, their comments from Phase 1, and contribute them to the main collaborative space, which is accessible to all global students in that course.
And their peers see it.
And their peers critically vote on the relevance, the clarity, and the depth of these contributions. This voting mechanism is absolutely critical because it directly fuels the network effect.
And the network effect we mentioned earlier.
Yes. The highest voted contributions are automatically validated, translated instantly by Gen AI, and shared with all students subscribed to that course globally. The entire course content instantly gets smarter and better worldwide. Global collaboration becomes a tangible reality.
That is a profound incentive for quality, knowing your most insightful work is globally recognized and immediately impacts thousands of other learners. How does DocuPlay then shift from that to more formal testing?
That happens in Phase 3, DocuGames, competitions. This is the mandatory gamified environment for knowledge reinforcement and assessment. The system automatically generates dynamic docutests, multiple-choice quizzes directly from the content sector files that were studied and peer-validated in the first 2 phases.
So the tests are based on what everyone agreed was the best material.
Correct. And these quizzes are organized into continuous competitions and leagues, from local to international levels. They're designed to reinforce learning, identify precise knowledge gaps in real time, and motivate students through, high-stakes, yet healthy competition and public recognition.
The system really emphasizes competition and fundamentally transparency for quality control.
And that is the entire function of Phase 4, ratings. This phase ensures continuous quality control driven by the student community itself. Peers rigorously evaluate the files and comments contributed in Phase 2 based on explicit criteria like scholarly relevance, clarity, and factual accuracy.
And you have to participate to benefit.
Right. The system is built on reciprocity. You must rate a sufficient number of your peers' contributions to be rated yourself. This mechanism ensures broad participation and maintains that quality control, further feeding the network effect by constantly highlighting and promoting the best global content.
And finally, the ultimate goal, the certificate, which is designed to guarantee global employability.
Phase 5, summary and certificate. This phase formalizes the entire learning journey. The system generates a detailed, immutable record of all student activity throughout the 5 phases, every file studied, every vote cast, every document score, every hour spent. This comprehensive data-rich record is formalized into what they call a high-reliability certificate.
And that's much more than just a piece of paper, a diploma.
Oh, it's exponentially more valuable.
Yeah.
It is a transparent, data-rich, blockchain-secured, and verifiable account of the student's actual competencies, their knowledge, their collaborative skills, and their quantifiable performance. This makes it highly attractive to employers globally because it removes all subjectivity.
So the outcome of this whole structure is the universal validity and global recognition of these credentials. If the standards are objective, data-driven, and universal, that certificate carries instant weight anywhere in the world.
Exactly. Because the standards are stable, universal, and continuously improved by the global network effect, the certifications and performance rankings are instantly recognized and comparable anywhere in the world, regardless of local political or academic biases. This fundamentally enhances student employability and gives companies a clear, objective measure of talent, removing the subjective biases inherent in, traditional grading systems. DocuPlay provides universal standards for the rapidly evolving global workforce.
Okay, so this project isn't just using technology. It is centered on establishing true leadership in the next industrial epoch. Industry 4.2.
Mm-hmm.
And this era, it's defined by the transformative, proactive power of AI, moving beyond simple automation into true cognitive decision-making. The way DocuPlay integrates this into the learning process is, well, it's truly visionary.
Absolutely. The documents are very clear in distinguishing the forthcoming Industry 4.2 from its predecessor, Industry 4.1.
Okay, break that down for us. What's the difference?
Well, Industry 4.1 focused primarily on digitization, automation, and connectivity, like the Internet of Things. Industry 4.2 integrates two distinct and far more powerful types of AI at its core. It's moving beyond reactive systems to proactive industrial management.
Let's clearly define these two AI types then, and their specialized roles within DocuPlay.
For sure. First, we have Gen AI, generative AI. This is the reactive, large-scale content processing AI. In DocuPlay, Gen AI is integral for mass data ingestion, automated translation, which is central for that network effect, automated summaries, generating design prototypes, and providing personalized tutoring through specialized bots like Profabots and chatbots.
So Gen AI is sort of perfecting the information handling capacity of Industry 4.1.
That's a great way to put it. Then the more advanced proactive type that defines the jump to 4.2.
It's a big one.
This is Agent AI, agentic AI. This is the proactive, autonomous AI. Agent AI uses intelligent agents capable of sophisticated action based not just on static knowledge, but on real-time sensor input and knowledge about other agents or physical reality. This capability, autonomous, proactive decision-making, is the definitive beginning of Industry 4.2.
And how does DocuPlay use it?
Well, DocuPlay aims to lead the development of Agent AI to create what they call a true edu industry. What is revolutionary here is that these agents are not just pre-trained models. They are actively trained and adapted by the student's rigorous study of well-selected content.
Wait, say that again. The students are training the AI.
In effect, yes. They were training the next generation of industrial, scientific, and administrative agent AIs by perfecting the knowledge that those AIs consume.
So students are moving beyond just learning about AI to actively training and directing the cognitive agents that will manage future global industries. And this leads directly to their core innovation pipeline, which they call, it's an expanded formula.
Yes, the R plus D plus I plus D plus C formula. This formula is absolutely central to understanding DocuPlay's massive economic model. It takes the traditional R plus D plus I, research, development, innovation, and expands it substantially. It adds two crucial, often neglected steps. It includes a second D for development. This is the dedicated, rapid prototyping stage, often involving AI tools and 3D printing. And critically, it adds C for commercialization, the scaling, sales, and distribution managed by the PIC consortia we'll get to.
So it's a complete self-funded pipeline designed to convert verifiable knowledge into global, marketable products.
Precisely. The system ensures innovations don't just stay theoretical. An idea generated by a student and an AI, say, a sustainable industrial component designed using Gen AI, can be immediately materialized.
How?
Well, often using advanced 3D printers, which can use innovative new materials. And, crucially, the entire system uses secure contracts and blockchain mechanisms to guarantee equitable benefit distribution among all contributors.
So everyone gets their fair share.
Yes, this includes the students as inventors or developers, the programmers, and the entities that provided the infrastructure or capital. It fosters a highly incentivized and ethical environment for creating intellectual property.
Now, beyond the AI distinction, DocuPlay integrates a whole suite of other crucial information and communication technologies, or ICTs, to create this augmented learning environment that spans the globe.
We have to start with the foundational requirement, connectivity. Stable, high-speed 5G connectivity is deemed absolutely essential, particularly for synchronous activities.
Like what?
Well, like the high-level competitive knowledge Olympiads known as DocuLeagues. You need that real-time interaction and engagement to work, regardless of whether a student is in London or Sydney.
And the practical facet, that connection to real industry, how is that achieved technologically without requiring every student to physically be on a factory floor?
This is managed through the Internet of Things, IoT, and virtual labs. The IoT is central here. Companies registered within the consortia are required to register their physical products and industrial sensors within the courses. This creates incredibly detailed virtual labs where students can gain real-time experimental practice.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you are studying predictive maintenance for turbines. You wouldn't just read a textbook. You would log into a virtual lab where you access live sensor data, temperature, vibration, pressure from a real turbine registered by a partner company somewhere in the world.
Oh.
You then use your agent AI training to analyze that data and predict a failure, applying theoretical knowledge instantly. This real-time data connection is the core of the practical facet. It ensures training is always cutting edge and based on actual industrial challenges.
That real-time, verified data connection is a powerful assurance that the practical training is always relevant. But how do you manage trust, ownership, and financial transparency in a system built on global, sometimes anonymous collaboration and highly valuable patented innovation?
That's the critical role of blockchain and security. Blockchain-like systems are used rigorously to manage all the activity records. This is essential for two main reasons. First, ensuring equitable profit sharing in those collaborative R plus D plus I plus D plus C projects. And second, guaranteeing the security and immutability of the high reliability certificates and the Super Beza rankings. This assures employers that the credentials and performance data are unalterable, transparent, and instantly verifiable globally. It solves issues of fraud and subjective bias.
And finally, circling back to the AI, the system is supported by a kind of personalized learning army, adapting to millions of students all at once.
Exactly. The system uses specialized educational robotics. It's a structured hierarchy of bots, including the tutor bot for deep, personalized guidance, the professor bot for complex theoretical explanations, the chat bot for routine queries, and the info bot for content search. These bots provide personalized 247 assistance by drawing on the massive data recorded by the system.
So everyone gets a personal tutor.
In a sense, yes. This comprehensive level of personalized tutoring is a foundational element for enhancing learning efficacy and just managing the sheer scale of a global student body.
It's clear that the technology isn't just a delivery mechanism. It transforms learning itself into a kind of economic currency, making knowledge actionable, measurable, and highly marketable through those immutable activity records.
The activity record is the key. It's built on big data collected from all student interactions and secured by blockchain. It's the foundation for personalization, for sophisticated analytics, and ultimately for the verifiable proof of competence that directly fuels employability in Industry 4.2. Technology here is the meticulously structured infrastructure for a new global meritocracy based on demonstrable skill. So the organizational model, this is what converts this immense educational vision into concrete, measurable economic impact both locally and globally.
Okay.
And the creation of two specific types of robust consortia, the techs and the PIs, is a brilliant structural design. It guarantees seamless integration between local education needs and large-scale global industrial opportunities.
Let's start with the foundational local component then, the trifaceted educational consortia, or TECs. How are they organized, and what's their immediate purpose?
Techs are strategically grouped by geographic proximity. We're talking down to the ZIP code or neighborhood level. This proximity is critical for logistics, and they integrate the three essential facets we discussed: DocuPlay for the digital part, EDU centers for the theoretical, and local companies for the practical training sites.
So if I can use an analogy, a tech is kind of like a specialized, hyper-modern local apprenticeship academy. They're the engines for localized training and the initial source of innovative ideas.
That's a perfect way to visualize it. Their mission is explicitly educational and localized, to deliver that complete tripartite education for higher-level students, so levels 3 and 4. They foster intense local knowledge exchange, they manage student internships at partner companies, and they establish localized competition and rankings that reflect the specific labor market needs of that area.
So it's a huge strategic advantage.
Massive. Education is directly aligned with immediate local labor demands. It solves that chronic problem of academic output not matching what industry actually needs.
The model then scales dramatically from the local tech to the industrial powerhouse, the pentafaceted industrial consortia, or PICs. This sounds like the mechanism for taking those local ideas and commercializing them globally?
That's the critical evolution. Successful techs, usually those specializing in similar themes and generating high-value IP, will either transform into or integrate into PICs for advanced industrial projects. This typically happens with level 4, tertiary education and large-scale innovation efforts. And the PIC model expands the composition from 3 to 5 facets.
5 facets. Okay, what are those two crucial added facets that enable that global commercialization?
The PIC as consulting firms, which provide the necessary commercial functions, global sales strategies, and detailed market analysis.
The business side.
Exactly. And it adds financial entities, banks, venture capital, large investors that provide the necessary capital, risk management, and managerial expertise for scaling up.
So the PIC is explicitly designed not just to innovate, but to commercialize that R plus D plus I plus D plus C formula on a large global scale.
Precisely. Their primary goal shifts from local education to global thematic affinity. So a PIC might group several successful techs that all specialize in, say, marine biotechnology or sustainable power systems.
To achieve economies of scale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to commercially exploit the intellectual property generated within those foundational techs. This structural linkage is what generates the immense profitability projected for DocuPlay. And importantly, this structure creates direct employment incentives. Top students identified through high performance in their techs gain priority access to guaranteed high-level jobs within the corresponding industrial PICs.
This defined structure creates very clear roles for all the institutional agents. It forges a truly symbiotic relationship where every participant benefits from the system's success.
It's designed as a self-sustaining, virtuous cycle. For companies, the benefits are direct and quantifiable. They get to access talent that is already rigorously trained for their specific immediate needs.
That's huge.
It is. They also increase employee productivity through the continuous learning that's mandated by the system. And they gain revenue from the patent innovations generated in the courses. Plus, they enhance the quality of training by enriching the virtual labs with their real-time products and sensor data.
And what about for traditional educational institutions that are part of the system?
They achieve essential modernization. They seamlessly update and integrate their curriculum. They gain immense institutional prestige from high-ranking results, especially the globally recognized super pious results we'll talk about. And they achieve immediate integration with the local and global labor market, which guarantees their relevance and helps them attract better students.
The consulting firms sound like they're the strategic coordinators and the market engines of this whole thing.
They are the commercial backbone. They lead the commercialization efforts, they manage the franchising of successful tech models across the Anglosphere, and they coordinate the techs by thematic affinity across vast regions. This is essential for attracting large-scale international investors and leading the successful global implementation of the entire DocuPlay project.
And finally, the financial institutions provide the essential capital flow.
They provide the necessary capital by financing innovation development within the PICs. They absorb financial risk, they manage the high-value IP, and in return, they participate directly in the substantial commercial returns generated by the patented products and services. Often, they'll position the successful PICs for future stock market listings. It's a complete, integrated financial and industrial ecosystem working toward common goals.
Now, beyond the institutions, the system's success really depends on the individual agents, the people, and their human capital being valued.
Absolutely. For professors, they evolve. They become specialized subject matter experts and guides, focusing particularly on tutoring students in advanced AI applications. They gain recognition through transparent teaching rankings and can earn significant additional income by providing specialized corporate training and consulting to companies in the consortia.
And for the students, who are the key beneficiaries?
They receive comprehensive, certifiable training tied directly to high-value job prospects, all backed by that globally recognized high-reliability certificate. Most importantly, they receive robust intellectual property protection for their innovations. This ensures they benefit financially from any commercialization of their ideas developed within the consortia, which fosters immense motivation.
And current employees can maintain their relevance through continuous upskilling.
Yes, they gain access to continuous, personalized upskilling and reskilling in high-demand areas driven by Industry 4.2 needs. This allows for greater job mobility and career growth opportunities, especially within the specialized PICs, and their continually updated skills and performance are recognized via that transparent ranking system.
This comprehensive model ensures that local educational successes are efficiently scalable into global commercial ventures. It's a truly virtuous cycle of learning, innovation, and wealth creation, all focused squarely on enhancing the prosperity of the Anglosphere.
So, DocuPlay's ambition pivots sharply here. It extends far beyond just the educational system to encompass these strategic, large-scale industrial projects. And these are explicitly designed to secure the Anglosphere's socioeconomic leadership against global emerging blocs. We're discussing nothing less than reindustrialization driven by superior knowledge and cutting-edge technology.
This is where the commercial output of the techs and PICs gets channeled into these massive, impactful initiatives. Let's start with Project 1, the Biodiversity Project. Why is this specific focus on biological resources such a key strategic pillar?
Well, it addresses a massive, historically neglected global deficit and turns it into an immense, immediate economic opportunity. Current estimates suggest that up to 85% of plant and animal species on Earth remain uncatalogued.
85%, that's unbelievable.
It is. And this undiscovered biodiversity represents a huge untapped resource for medicine, advanced biotechnology, and sustainable food security. So the Biodiversity Project aims to leverage the power of agent AIs, IoT sensor networks, and 5G connectivity to drastically accelerate the cataloging efforts.
How much of an acceleration are we talking?
The audacious target is to catalog over 500,000 species per year, compared to the current global rate of only about 50,000 per year.
That's a tenfold increase in the speed of discovery.
A tenfold increase, and the project is broken down into three essential dimensions to ensure it's comprehensive and sustainable. There's the scientific dimension, which is a fundamental biological inventory using AI for rapid identification. Then the economic side, where the primary goal is sustainable exploitation, potentially generating an astonishing 50,000 plus patents annually across medicine and bioplastics. And finally, the ecological dimension ensures conservation by tying economic use directly to environmental preservation.
And DocuPlay's role is critical in providing the specialized human capital for this. Which specific training programs would feed into this project?
Targeted integrated courses are essential. For instance, there's a Program 3, which focuses intensely on non-populated toponyms.
On what, sorry?
Non-populated toponyms. It covers the necessary geographical and logistical skills for managing field expeditions and resource identification in remote areas. Then programs 8 and 9 cover the animal and plant kingdoms respectively, emphasizing highly applied taxonomy combined with AI tools for rapid identification and analysis.
So students are directly involved in these expeditions.
They are. They use mobile applications connected via 5G to georeference findings in uninhabited areas. And to ensure these remote operations are sustainable and independent, the project also includes the immediate implementation of the hydro-solar renewable energy system, using twin reservoirs and solar panels for energy self-sufficiency in remote research and extraction sites. This infrastructure supports the entire initiative.
And the ultimate goal is the rigorous commercialization of that vast intellectual property.
Precisely. The secondary sector focuses on cataloging with advanced AIs, property analysis in virtual labs, and securing immediate patentability, which is managed by the PICs. The tertiary sector involves commercializing the discoveries globally through standardized franchises for cultivation and distribution, and licensing the IP to pharmaceutical and biotech companies globally. This positions the Anglosphere at the absolute forefront of the bioeconomy.
Okay, now let's pivot to Project 2, the Global Factory Project. This directly addresses the critical strategy of reindustrialization. How does DocuPlay propose to make the Anglosphere the 21st century global manufacturing leader, moving decisively beyond those outdated low-cost models of the past?
The strategic goal here is to leverage the Anglosphere's enormous combined geographic territory, over 25 million square kilometers, and its undisputed leadership in AI for product design and management. The competitive edge is built on three key pillars, replacing cheap labor as the primary driver.
And those three pillars are?
First, mass personalization. This means adapting large-scale production runs immediately to the specific needs of local markets, driven by consumer data and AI analysis. Second, sustainability, relying exclusively on renewable energy and circular economy practices, including recycling and innovative bioplastics. And third, open innovation, leveraging that massive volume of collaboratively generated and peer-validated designs coming directly out of the techs in their virtual labs.
This vision sounds like manufacturing driven entirely by highly efficient, knowledge-based AI and consumer demand, rather than being constrained by traditional production methods.
It is advanced production in its purest form. The system leverages Gen AI for industrial design optimization and aesthetic prototyping. This allows for hyper-rapid prototyping using advanced 3D printing technologies, and this is a fantastic synergy point, often using innovative materials like the newly discovered bioplastic sourced directly from the Biodiversity Project.
So the projects feed each other.
Directly. And all high-volume production is managed by smart automation systems and proactive agent AI, ensuring ultimate flexibility, efficiency, and quality control.
And what are the dedicated training programs that feed this global factory vision?
Training is highly specialized and immediate. Program 1 focuses intensely on industrial design using Gen AI prompts and advanced supply chain management. Program 6 reinforces critical STEM subjects, including specialized training in advanced materials science, automation robotics, and sensor technology. Students are trained to use Gen AI to conceive products, validate their performance instantly in virtual labs, and participate in the full patent process, securing their benefits as certified designers via that R plus D plus I plus D plus C pipeline.
What is the projected impact of the global factory on the Anglosphere economy? It must be huge.
The projection is tremendously ambitious and indicative of the potential to capture 25% of the global advanced manufacturing market by 2030 and create a massive 2 million direct, high-value jobs within the Anglosphere nations. This is a powerful, knowledge-driven engine for long-term sustainable growth.
What's truly remarkable here is the deep synergy between these two vast, complex projects. They are not just separate initiatives operating side by side.
Not at all. They are structurally and technologically integrated. Both projects share a common technological base: advanced AI, IoT sensor systems, blockchain for IP, and supply chains. Educationally, the training paths are complementary. The materials science specialists trained for the global factory utilize the bioplastics discovered via the Biodiversity Project.
And the power source you mentioned.
Exactly. The hydro-solar renewable infrastructure developed for remote biodiversity research also provides essential energy support for the global factory's sustainable mining and production sites in remote locations. Their success is mutually reinforcing.
It is clear that DocuPlay's industrial strategy uses education as its primary, continuously renewable resource, turning academic success into patented innovation and global industrial leadership. Okay, let's shift our focus to how DocuPlay manages engagement, performance data, transparency, and a strong sense of unified purpose within this vast ecosystem. The competitive elements, the DocuGames and DocuLeagues, seem absolutely central to their strategy of teaching by pleasing.
Dacio Placendo. Yes. Gamification is the sophisticated mechanism for ensuring continuous engagement, learning reinforcement, and data generation. DocuGames are formalized, objective-based games derived directly from course content. They range from individual self-assessment quizzes called DocuTests to student-organized docu-competitions and up to the high-level knowledge Olympiads, the DocuLeagues.
And these competitions, they're not just about fun. They have a very clear strategic goal regarding educational diversity, right?
They do. The gamification strategy is intentionally designed to leverage the global popularity of engaging gameplay, a demographic which research shows includes a very large female audience. By seamlessly integrating engaging gameplay into scientific and technical subjects, DocuPlay actively seeks to encourage greater women's participation in STEM and advanced digitalization careers. The goal is to promote essential diversity in leadership roles within Industry 4.2.
And the DocuLeagues themselves are structured to encourage deep, real-world knowledge application, not just trivia.
Oh, absolutely. They are the flagship competitive events, often run synchronously across the globe. They are based rigorously on objective, real-world public data. Things like the comprehensive U.S. Census ACS socioeconomic data, the CIA World Factbook on global territories, and specific series based on verifiable historical milestones.
So they're not testing rote memory.
Not at all. They foster deep, immediate understanding of complex socioeconomic, statistical, and geopolitical realities. For example, the Census ACS DocuLeague allows students to compete at 5 administrative levels, from the whole country down to their ZIP code, promoting a highly detailed understanding of local context and data analysis.
All of this continuous competition and collaboration must generate an enormous amount of performance data. This has to be managed and leveraged through the platform's ranking system, including the immensely ambitious Super PSA project.
The rankings are a foundational tool for both internal motivation and external transparency. DocuPlay tracks over 50 different highly granular rankings, individual, institutional, geographic, temporal capturing data on every single student action. Votes received, Docutus scores, forum participation, successful agent AI training, you name it. This detailed, objective data is what forms the basis for the high reliability certificates.
Let's elaborate on the Super PSA project. This is designed to be the definitive, ultimate global assessment standard, intended to surpass existing international programs.
It is explicitly designed to surpass the OECD's PISA program by expanding its scope significantly across 8 key dimensions, which makes the data far more relevant to employers and institutions.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, it provides real-time, continuous evaluation, not the outdated triennial snapshots of traditional PISA. Second, it covers all educational sectors, academic, corporate training, and free autonomous learning. Third, it offers universal geographic coverage, scalable from a local district to an entire continent.
So it's more comprehensive.
Far more. Fourth, it removes all age limits, allowing for assessment of everyone in the lifelong learning ecosystem. Fifth, it includes all subjects and programs, not just core STEM. Sixth, it uses continuous evaluation from the immutable activity logs, which eliminates exam stress bias. Seventh, it allows for high update frequencies, maybe even weekly. And eighth, it guarantees absolute verifiability through its blockchain-secured dual logging system.
That level of transparency, objectivity, and real-time detail must be incredibly valuable for everyone involved in this system.
It is transformative. These rankings provide clear, objective data for students' self-motivation. They show you exactly where you excel and where you need to improve. And crucially, they allow partner companies to identify, target, and recruit top talent for hiring with unprecedented accuracy without relying on subjective traditional markers.
Finally, DocuPlay takes a very strong and constructive stance on societal challenges. It aims to reinforce the objective, scientific, and ethical values that have historically driven the success of Western civilization.
That is articulated as part of the project's foundational epistemology, yes. The platform grounds its knowledge base in what it calls perennial philosophy, emphasizing proven scientific certainties, objective facts, and the principle of non-contradiction. The approach is intended to reinforce objective scientific values through its data-driven, evidence-based educational approach, ensuring learning is grounded in verifiable reality.
The system also directly addresses the factor of competition, which is often cited as a key driver of economic prosperity.
It boosts the competition factor directly, which has been highlighted by various economic thinkers through its robust, transparent rankings and DocuLeagues. Furthermore, the entire platform promotes absolute respect for intellectual property via its blockchain mechanisms, guaranteeing equitable benefit distribution among patent contributors and reinforcing the rule of law.
And what about the core concepts of work and economic productivity within this model?
The work ethic is structurally promoted through a comprehensive system of collaboration, quantifiable performance incentives, prizes, bonuses, R&D funding, and affirming the intrinsic value of productive work. The system is designed to reward meritocracy, creating a deeply incentivized environment where measured performance leads directly to opportunity.
And finally, we circle back to medicine, which ties directly into those massive industrial projects we discussed.
Exactly. The Biodiversity Project is a direct, substantial, constructive contribution to global medicine. By massively accelerating the discovery of unknown species, it is highly likely to provide numerous new species with medicinal value, directly improving population health. Furthermore, the focus on crop diversification and sustainable farming helps improve overall nutrition and food security, which are essential foundations for a stable society. In sum, it's clear that DocuPlay seeks not only to modernize education, but to serve as a comprehensive engine for wealth creation, distribution, and reinvestment. It's a powerful, data-driven solution for sustainable global development and for securing the socioeconomic leadership of the Anglosphere. #outro.
This deep dive into DocuPlay has really shown us an educational and industrial framework that is entirely semiotic and structurally integrated. We've seen how Gen AI and the proactive Agent AI are not just tools, but the very catalysts for defining and achieving leadership in Industry 4.2. And how that TEPIC structure ensures that universal, high-quality learning translates directly into economic output, into intellectual property, and into unparalleled global competitiveness for the Anglosphere nations.
The profound strength lies in the comprehensive integration and the data assurance. From the network effect globally enhancing courses in real time to those high-reliability certificates guaranteeing verifiable employability, DocuPlay has built an ecosystem designed to continuously improve and adapt. It makes high-level, relevant education truly accessible and impactful for you, regardless of your location or your age.
It's just so scalable.
The system is engineered for massive scalability, transparent governance, and sustained profitability through intellectual property and highly valued data services.
It's truly inspirational to see how they've taken something as fundamental as education and coupled it so thoroughly with cutting-edge AI, a vast global industrial strategy, and a strong commitment to objective, data-driven, and verifiable standards like Super PISA.
It is. The goal is clear.
Yeah.
A global, collaborative learning ecosystem prepared to meet and surpass the complex challenges of the 21st century.
And the system's emphasis on objective knowledge, on non-contradiction, and the scientific method ensures that this modernization effort is grounded in proven, productive values. It makes it a robust foundation for long-term growth and stability in the face of, well, global uncertainty.
Sure.
And this brings us to a final thought for you to explore. If DocuPlay's blockchain-secured high-reliability certificates and Super Patiesa rankings become the universal, objective standard for verifying professional competence, how might this global, data-driven meritocracy fundamentally change the way employers view traditional, subjective university degrees and, subsequently, international professional mobility in the next decade? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the massive potential and structural sophistication of DocuPlay.